Director. Then we have Shalini, full-time director, Ketan Vyas, CFO, and Pinkesh from IFL. A very quick glance on Sudeep Pharma. Sudeep Pharma is a technology-led manufacturer of excipients and specialty ingredients for the pharmaceutical, food, nutrition, and now venturing into advanced materials as well. Sudeep is one of the largest producers of food-grade iron phosphate for infant nutrition, clinical nutrition, and the food and beverages sector. It has long-term relationships with the marquee global blue chip customers, including several of the Fortune 500 companies like Danone, Pfizer, and so on and so forth, with diversified end user mix and with exports accounting for almost 60%. It also has a very high repeat business from clients, which vouches for the quality and the innovation and the consistency. It also has state-of-the-art regulatory compliant manufacturing facilities, including US FDA in India and Ireland. And it has also one of the best-in-class margins and the financial performance. Coming to the details of the IPO issue, the total issue size is 895 crores, which consists of 95 crores of primary and the offer for sale of 800 crores. The IPO opens for subscription on Friday, which is 21st November, and closes on Tuesday, which is November 25th. So looking forward for wholehearted support from all of you for making this into a grand success. Thank you, and I will now invite and leave the mic. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepakji, and everyone. Thank you for coming this. I am Sudeep, the founder of Sudeep Group. I am a chemist and I have studied in the US. My family has been in chemical distribution for many years, and I was more interested in manufacturing. So in 1989, I saw an opportunity in manufacturing of excipients. So, which was excipients were mainly predominantly imported from Europe and US. And if you see today, majority of the pharma companies have been focusing more on how we can develop formulation, which is tablets and capsule and APIs. But you see hardly any or majority of them, are not into excipients. So that's where I thought that focus was, how we can manufacture excipients and value add. So just to help understand what excipients are, if you take a tablet, majority of the component of a tablet is an excipient. The API, say paracetamol, is a very small component of the tablet. So, being a major component of the tablet, it is very important that the excipient performs in the right manner. And the cost of the excipient is very low compared to the API. But the functionality of the excipient is very, very important. Like say the disintegration, the stability of the tablet, the intactness of the tablet when it travels from the plant to the customer, is the key. The reason being the tablet, the excipient. So being a chemist, it has really helped me to work on the particle engineering of the product, which is a key function of excipient. And the competition being mainly from Europe and US, so eventually we diversified into other mineral and market segments like food and nutrition. Today, if you see any product like say a Bonvita or something, you see minerals and vitamins. So if you see the label claim of the product on the back of the product, you see those products are mainly manufactured by us. The philosophy of ours is always have been how we can work on higher margin products while competing against the US and European manufacturers. Since then, we have grown steadily from handling. So I have been handling more currently. I'm more focused on R&D identifying new products and growing the business in the development. Thank you.
So, good afternoon everyone. I am Shalil Bayani, full-time director at Sudeep Pharma. Also the second generation to join the business. I joined Sudeep in 2016, so been with the business for 9 years. Today, predominantly focus on a lot of our growth strategy, both organic and inorganic. So including the recent acquisition we've done overseas in Ireland and the diversification we're doing in the battery materials ecosystem. I will try and give you an overview of the business without being too technical, to give you a fair understanding of what we produce, the end market that we serve, and what is it that differentiates Sudeep and what gives us our competitive advantage.
Everyday ingredients shape our lives, safeguarding medicines, enriching food, and powering innovation. When they matter this much, so do precision, reliability, and trust.
Sudeep Pharma was founded in 1989 as a mineral-based pharmaceutical excipient manufacturer. Today, we have grown to become a technology-led specialty ingredients manufacturer covering the pharmaceutical, food, and nutrition industries globally. Our core philosophy to listen, understand, and create drives our R&D focused, customer-centric approach to successfully innovate customized ingredient solutions which deliver value to our global customers. Through these ingredient solutions developed by Sudeep, our products are part of your entire life cycle and part of your daily life. Right from birth, when a child requires infant formula, when you look at the label claim, there is certain level of nutrition that is necessary for an infant to grow both physically as well as mentally. That is our core business. How can we deliver high purity ingredients, including minerals and vitamins, to enrich the nutritional value of the customer's end product, whether it's infant formula, where Danone is a global customer of Sudeep, whether it's, say, a malt-based chocolate drink, for example, or it could be an energy drink. I see some on your table. I think the Sting energy drink, which is enriched with certain vitamins and minerals, including the pharma and the supplements. During COVID, people realized the importance of taking zinc supplements. Today, people are moving to magnesium supplements. The question is, how do these ingredients go into the formulation? That is our business. We deliver ingredients that helps companies make these various types of supplements, whether it's a tablet, capsule, it could be a powder that you put into water, ensuring that they remain stable and they are absorbed in the body exactly where they're required to be absorbed. Otherwise, if you have losses, the body will not necessarily absorb the nutrients that you necessarily require. So that is the core business at Sudeep. So it's been a long, rewarding journey over the past 35 years. As you saw in the video, we started in 89 with one plant and 2 products. I think today we are an Indian multinational with 5 manufacturing sites, 4 of which are in Gujarat, the one which is in Ireland, supported by a team of 700 people, servicing and catering to over 1,000 customers across 100 countries. I think going back to our philosophy of working close with the customer, over the past 5 years, we have invested in being closer to our customer. Through Sudeep USA and Sudeep Europe, we have built sales team and warehousing capabilities to how can we ensure that we are able to technically serve our customers better, and also ensure that we are not operating a distributor model and ensuring that we are able to maximize the margin for the business. And lastly, the acquisition that we've done recently in Ireland, which will give us manufacturing base in Europe to cater the larger European market, and also acquire customers and proprietary formulations. I think I take pride in sharing that today we are the first and only company in India to be US FDA audited and approved for mineral-based ingredients, and also the only company in India and one of 9 globally to have a regulatory product approval by the European authorities for our product calcium carbonate, where we sell this as an API. Having this approval makes us the only company in India who can supply into the European market
and service the needs of dietary supplement and pharma customers who need calcium to make a calcium supplement. So this gives the business a significant edge and also creates a barrier entry for our competition. In addition to that, we are also recognized as one of the largest producers of iron phosphate, which goes into various nutritional applications as an iron supplement, and also a top exporter of mineral ingredients from India. So to give you an overview of the business, this captures what I say the true DNA of our business, which is we bring 6 proprietary technologies which are indigenously developed, historically dominated by manufacturers in US and Europe, which is through the 6 technologies we are able to compete directly with manufacturers in the US and Europe and limit or eliminate competition from India and China. Second, we have 10 regulatory product approvals from the US and Europe, which again give us our distinct advantage to operate in these key growth markets. And lastly, a very strong and global customer base. As you saw in the video, 40 of which are blue chip companies and 14 Fortune 500 companies, including Pfizer, Danone. Lastly, all these 3 put together allow us to have a strong margin and return profile. As you can see, we achieved a revenue of just over 500 crores in FY25, maintaining a 40% EBITDA margin, so delivering close to 200 crore EBITDA with a very strong ROCE and ROE profile. One more thing I forgot to mention, we are an export-led business, so 60% of our business comes from the international markets, US being the largest, and 40% comes from India, which is our largest market globally. So what is it that we do? I think we spoke about what is an excipient. I think we explained what an excipient is. When you look at a tablet, right? 95% by weight is the excipient. Only 5% by composition is the API. But it's the reverse when you look at cost contribution. So which is why we say that we operate in an industry wherein our products are very high in functional value but very low in cost. What do I mean by high functionality? So when you look at a tablet, there are simple things called tableting property. Imagine you buy a strip of paracetamol, you open the tablet, it's broken, it's got black spots, it starts dissolving in your mouth, it gives you bitter taste. These are all tableting properties that need to be controlled, and that is the role of an excipient. So if you're taking blood pressure medication, you need it to be released over 24 hours. That is the role of an excipient. You need a pain medication tablet which needs to be instantly released. That is the role of an excipient. So the API only cures the disease. Everything else in a tablet is the excipient, which is why we say we operate in a very high functional category. The other advantage in this category is that customers are usually unwilling to change suppliers very frequently because there is no significant cost saving that they achieve through the changing of suppliers. However, if they compromise on the excipient, that can compromise their entire finished formulation, which would be a significant loss to the customer. So usually in our business, the initial gestation period, development cycles are longer. Once you are through and you are approved with the customer, usually that business becomes very sticky and is long-term in nature. Second, what we offer is what we call nutrients or mineral actives. This is what goes into our daily life, everything that we consume, and our focus is how can we add nutritional value to the customer's end product. I cannot take names, but I will give you examples. Let's say you eat these instant noodles that come. Even the masala inside those instant noodles is fortified with iron. That is our business. Whether your children are drinking a chocolate drink in the morning, when you look at the label, you see minerals and vitamins. That is our business. Someone could be going to the gym. You take protein powder, the minerals and vitamins that go inside the business. That is our business. And our business is to ensure that our ingredients remain stable irrespective of the application. If it's going in water, it's going in your tablet, it has to be stable. Imagine if you put a scoop of protein powder in water and you mix it and changes color because there's iron in it. Iron is typically red in color. Imagine it starts giving out red color, it gives you metallic taste, you will never buy the brand again. That is exactly our business on how do we support our customers to ensure that our product meets their end product requirements. which is why we say that we typically, while we are an ingredient company, we really are delivering solutions. It's a highly customized business in nature, which today is a great strength for the business, and that is how we have grown over the years. Another key area for us, or I would say one of the key focus area for us, is infant nutrition. You would have seen time and again, unfortunately, you will hear incidents, even recently in India, where certain medicines have negative impacts because of purity levels. And that is what strengthens our business case. Anything that we have expertise in delivering high purity ingredients for a tablet, for an infant formula, which is why the tier 1 infant formula companies all work with Sudeep Pharma, because they trust us to ensure that our products deliver maximum high purity. Talking about customers, we have a very strong and global customer base, and what is most important is that we have built a lot of trust and depth with these customers. 80% of our revenue each year comes from repeat customers, and our growth is driven by adding new products and new markets with them each year. Today, our largest customer, I think these are Q1 data, but the largest customer is 14%, and the top 10 contribute around 40%. As you can see, some of the leading pharma companies, including say Pfizer, Merck, Mankind, and including Danone, are customers of Sudeep. So very quickly to touch upon certain case studies. So on the right, you have case study 2. This is a leading or one of the largest calcium brands in India, which has been a long time customer of the business. I think we've served them for over 20 years. And they needed a specific type of calcium which was very high in purity, which till date no one in India was able to offer to the customer. So our ability to give very high purity ingredients, including the particle engineering capability, so we ensure that the tablets perform and are stable. That is how we've grown the business. The first case study is the largest food FMCG nutrition company globally. Took us 5 years to go through approval. So typically our customers require a very long approval cycle. However, post that 5 years, the growth with them has been significant. From one country, one product, we've now expanded to 25 countries, supplying over 25 products. And today we are probably the only Indian supplier to be approved for their infant nutrition program. So what are the strengths of the business, right? At the end of the day, we operate in high barrier industries, and it is a combination of the technology that we have developed over the years, the 6 proprietary technologies, the customers that we serve, which typically take 3 to 5 years to go through approval, and the regulatory certifications that we have, again, which distinguish the business and allow us to operate in a high barrier industry, which also in return allow us to sustain the margin profile that we have in the business. Specialty ingredients, this is our technology-led business which we initiated in 2022, and it is built on a lot of industry tailwinds. We realized post-COVID that there was an increasing rise in awareness in terms of living a healthier lifestyle, buying more supplements, and these 6 technologies allow us to strengthen our position in this category. As you can see, over the past 2 years, it has grown at over 30% CAGR, and we believe this particular industry or this particular business vertical for the business will continue to maintain this growth profile. Also, because today we are the only company in India and one of the few outside of Europe and the US that have these technical capabilities. R&D is the backbone of our business. We have 41 people dedicated to R&D, and we spend close to 2% of our annual revenue on R&D. We will continue to maintain this as R&D is the backbone. We typically have a couple hundred projects in R&D, and over the last couple of years, we've commercialized 120 odd products, which contributes close to 20% revenue. All of our R&D activities are focused on how can we help increase the shelf life, how can we make the product better absorbed in the human body. So these are again very customized solutions which we work very closely with our customers. We have an upcoming greenfield, so excluding the existing 4 facilities that we have a greenfield which will commission end of this financial year, which will add approximately 50,000 tons of capacity, and this is designed keeping in mind the most stringent US FDA and the infant nutrition requirements. Additionally, to help grow the business, we have set up 15 warehouses globally, including the key markets of US and Europe, along with the sales team in both these markets to ensure that we are able to further strengthen and grow the business and sustain the growth and the margin profile. So what are the strategies for the business going forward? So this is an organic strategy, as I mentioned. We will be diversifying in a high growth area, which is the battery materials ecosystem. Again, leveraging our mineral chemistry expertise and building on the chemistry expertise of producing food grade iron phosphate. We have successfully developed and commercialized a battery grade iron phosphate for the lithium batteries or the lithium iron phosphate chemistry, which is required in the electric vehicles and the energy storage systems. Today, we are the first and only company outside of China to have successfully developed this product for the global markets. The regulatory shift happening in global markets, including the US, are driving an ex-China supply chain decoupling from China, and Sudeep will sit to benefit from these regulatory changes and being the first to be able to develop this product successfully. Talking about our inorganic growth strategy, I refer to NSF, which is Nutrient Supplies and Services in Ireland. Through this acquisition, so in the month of May 2025, we acquired 85% of the business with the option of buying the remaining 15% over the next 2 years. Through this acquisition, we've further strengthened our position in the infant formula industry, acquiring critical customer approvals, a manufacturing site which is audited and approved, which would typically take 3 to 5 years, and proprietary formulation which will help fast track the growth in this category. And we can leverage the existing sales network that we have in Europe to grow the NSS business. I will now hand over to Ketan Bhai to talk you through the board and the financials. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just quickly introduce you to our board of directors. With the strong business what we have, we also have a strong board. Apart from Mr. Sudeep and Mr. Shannon, who are on the dais, we have Mr. Ajay Khanvilkar, who is a full-time director, well experienced and manages entire operations of Sudeep Pharma India. We have Mr. Sabresh Parida. We have 4 independent directors. Mr. Sabresh Parida, very well experienced, highly qualified. We have Mrs. Reshma Patel, who is also the board of Dinesh Mills and Cheno Publications. We have Mr. Raghunandan Rao, who is highly educated and also and a senior position at Dabur. And we have Mr. Sujit Gulati, who is IAS and retired IAS officer and served in the past as additional chief secretary here for the Gujarat government. Apart from the strong board, we have senior management, Mr. Sarkan Selvi, he heads our European business, Mr. Sendil Pani, who heads our US business, Mr. Julian Dunn, who operates from UK and will be leading our battery business and energy sector business, and myself, the CFO for the company. Now take you through the financials. From FY23, we did 428. Now we have grown to 502 crores of revenue in FY25. For Q1, we did 124 crores. On gross margins, we have delivered in the range of 65% plus. EBITDA margins on an average for past, we have maintained at 38 to 40%. We have profit margins in the range of 27%. ROCE we have sustainably delivered around 28 to 30%, and return on equity around 26%. With the strong board, with the strong portfolio of business what we have, with strong customers, repeat customers of 80%, strong pipeline and 6 proprietary technology what we have. We also have we are also into high entry barrier business, which makes us difficult for the competition to penetrate. We serve about 1100 customers, 14 Fortune 500 customers, and 80 business comes from the retail customers. We have enhanced our European presence by acquisition of NSS, and we are now looking forward for going into the battery business. With this strong presence, we present Sudeep Pharma to you, and thank you for your time and attention. Now we are open for question and answer sessions.